Okay, here we go. I'm going to take a stab at this structured text project. I've gone ahead and set up a new project called Project 3, which will be available for download. Not that you would probably want to because it's such a simple program. And of course you'll have your own. But here we go. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So I've set everything up. I'm not going to make you watch all of that. And now let's go ahead and get going. Where do we need to begin on this? Well, the first thing we need to do is we need to have our variables set up. And what are we going to look at? We're going to look at our handoff auto and getting into modes. So let's go ahead and begin there. I'm going to start with my push buttons. So I'm going to say if off underscore PB, so that's going to be my off push button. And we're going to say if that equals 1, that means somebody's pushing the button. Then, and yep, I'll take that as a bool. And let's go ahead and set up a trigger for that. We're going to have a one-shot, so a rising trigger. Then I'll go ahead and define that, and that's going to be ONS1 semicolon. And that's not going to be a type bool, that's going to be a type R underscore TRIG. So there we go. And before I invoke that, I also want to go ahead and set up its input. So that's going to be ONS1 dot, and its click, or its input, is going to be colon equals, and that'll be our off push button. So off underscore PB semicolon. So now we're firing our one shot. So that will enable us to transform our off push button press. If somebody's actually got their finger on that button momentarily, that'll allow us to turn that into a pulse. So at that, we can go ahead and put in an end if. And we're going to need this for 3 other buttons. So there's no reason not to just come up here and copy and paste to create those other 3 buttons. So 1, 2, 3. Let's just make it simple. So aside from the off push button, we're going to also have a hand push button. And then we're going to have an auto push button. Got it? And then the last thing we're going to have is an alarm reset. So ALM underscore reset. Good enough. And hit OK. So now we've got our bools. Let's go ahead and define our various triggers. And that's going to be R underscore TRIG. And I'll go ahead and copy that just to make it a little bit simpler. And let's set that number 3 up. Paste that into the type. Good. Shortcuts are good things. The more shortcuts I can use, the better. I don't like to spend all my time programming. I like to have my programs written. Call me crazy. And let me check that. I think I actually just called that a bool. Did I? Yeah, I did. Let's redefine that and make it a trigger. Perfect. And we can hide that back up there a little bit. So now I've got a way to capture my 4 button presses and turn them into a single scan action. And now I can go ahead and create those single scan actions as well. So I'm going to have a mode integer that's going to control my mode, and I can go ahead and start working on managing that. So if ONS1, then, and now I can go ahead and let's see if it'll let me do this on one line, since I'm only going to have one property. Some program languages allow you to do this, but we'll test that theory. So if one shot then, and we're going to say mode colon equals 0, because that's 0 is going to be my off value for this mode. So colon equals 0, semicolon, and hit enter. And mode is going to be a DINT, hit enter. And let's just come up here to project and build and see if that works. And so far so good. Nope, it looks like we can't use that kind of expression in this environment. So that's okay. We're going to go ahead and just cut this out of here and we will paste that right here, and then we will close it with an end if, and we know it'll like that. So we'll go ahead and copy that, and I want 2 more of those to put us into mode 1 and mode 2. So there they are, and let me just scroll down here a little bit so I can actually see where I'm working, if it'll let me. Well, not much. Let's create a few extra lines. There we go. Okay, so then we want our ONS2 and we want our ONS3, and those are going to set modes 1 and 2 respectively. So just like that, I could probably consolidate those with the one-shots if I wanted to, but I'm just going to leave it like this because it works for me. So at that point we can get into our modes, and I'm not going to need another one-shot to set anything for the alarm reset, so that's good. I've got all my buttons set up at this point. Now we need to get some pump control. So let's go ahead and use another if statement, and that's going to be mode equals, and we have an auto mode and we have a hand mode. So for now, let's go ahead and look at the hand mode. So if mode equals 1, then no ifs, ands, or buts about it, pump is going to equal 1. That pump needs to run. And that pump is going to be a bool, so we can go ahead and end if. And what if we're in auto mode? Well, even though we're not using an auto mode, I do want to go ahead and set it up. So if mode equals 2, and right here we're going to say pump control bit, something like that. So pump underscore CTRL, and then that'll be a bool. Pump will equal 1, semicolon, end underscore if. And what is that pump control? Well, that would be the value that we can use somewhere else in the program to control the pump. So that would be what we use to turn on and turn off logically to start and stop the pump if we're in auto mode. Now the other thing that I want to do, and actually it doesn't like me using an ampersand there, so let's go ahead and just type out the word and. I also need to reverse control these pumps. I'm turning them on, but I'm not turning them off. So here, let's go ahead and do an else if. So ELSIF, and my else if is going to be what if I am in mode 0. So if mode equals 0, then, and this is where I want to turn my pump off. So pump colon equals 0 semicolon. And now I can end that if. So here I'm looking for mode 1 or mode 0. Right here I'm looking for mode 2. And the only other thing I need to look at here is what if I'm in mode 2 but pump control is off. So let's go ahead and define that, and that'll be another else if. And we will say mode equals 2 and not pump control. Then, and in that case, we're going to set the pump equal to 0. Gotcha. So now I think we've got our pump control set up. We've got our hand, we've got our off, and we've got our auto. The only other thing we need to put in is going to be our flow switch. So if pump and not flow underscore SW, then, and we'll let that be a bool. And in that case, we're going to start a timer. So we need to create our timer, and that's going to be flow underscore delay semicolon, and the type of that will be a TON. Gotcha. And before I invoke it, I want to go ahead and set it up. So FLOW, and I want to get my flow delay dot, and I want to set up my PT, and that's going to be equal to T pound, and I said I wanted a 10-second on that, right? Let's go ahead and define that as 10s. Got it? And then I'm going to go ahead and call this thing. I'm going to energize it. So once again, let's look for our flow delay dot, and we're going to take our in colon equals, and we're going to set that equal to 1 semicolon. Okay, so now we should have our timer being energized if the flow switch is not open and we have the actual pump running. So we have a pump, we don't have flow, and after 10 seconds, if we still don't, then we can go ahead and set this timer. And right here I will create an else, and I will go ahead and de-energize my flow delay. So flow delay dot in colon equals 0 semicolon. So we've either got our timer running or not running, and we can end that if right there. Then we need to handle an alarm condition. So what tells us we have an alarm? That's going to be this timer timing out, but we also want a one-shot. We want a trigger for that. So I'm going to just go ahead and bury this right up inside of here. So while that timer is running, I'm also going to define our one-shot. We'll call this flow underscore trig semicolon, and that's going to be our one shot. So we'll go ahead and say r underscore trig, and before we invoke that, what do we want to do? We want to set an input for that, and that's going to be flow underscore trig dot clk colon equals, and that's going to be equal to our timer timing out. So flow underscore delay dot q, and that's going to tell us that that timer finished, and at that point it's going to trigger this one shot, and we're going to get action on that. So now let's go ahead and set that alarm. I'm going to come down here and let's create another if statement. That's going to be if flow underscore trig dot q. So that's telling us that, that's our single scan action. Then, so we're going to set a flow underscore alarm, and we're going to make that equal to 1. And that'll be a bool, and we can go ahead and end if right there. And the last thing that we need to do as far as anything with this alarm, we need to reset this alarm, and we also need to use the alarm to block the pump. So let's come up and see. We've already got something checking for our alarm reset, and here actually it looks like we've got something else we need to fix in here. We need to change the addresses of some of these one-shots. So that's going to be one shot 2, that's going to be one shot 3, that needs to be one shot 4. But here, this is what we're looking at. We want this one shot 4. That's going to tell us that we've pressed the alarm reset button. So right here we can handle that if ons4 dot, and we're looking for the Q, then, and we're going to do a couple of things. One, we're going to set this flow alarm. So flow underscore alarm colon equals 0. So we've just killed our alarm. And then we're also going to interrupt our timer with this. So if we've got a pump on and we've got no flow, then we do want to reset that timer with this. So let's figure out how we can do that. For now, let's close off this end statement. And then we will come up to here, and we're saying we have pump, not flow, and we're going to say and not, and we're going to look at ons4 dot q. So now we're making sure that nobody has pushed the alarm reset, because if somebody does, that will interrupt that timer. And the only other thing, let's make sure that our pump is not running, and we'll need to go up to anywhere where we've got pump equals 1. So if mode equals 1 and not flow, and we want our flow alarm, and actually it's not going to let me put that in like that. So flow underscore alarm. So if we're in mode 1 and we don't have a flow alarm, and here this is going to be if we're in mode 2 and pump control and not flow underscore alarm. Then we'll put us into 1. Otherwise, if we're in mode 2 and don't have pump control, we'll put ourselves into mode 0. So, all right, I think with that, I've got something that will work. Let's build it and see what kind of errors I've got. And here we go. On line 21, my if or else if requires a Boolean expression. And that's because I'm looking at actual ONS1, and what I need to be looking at is ONS.Q. So let's go ahead and copy and paste that .Q, because I know I made that same mistake here and here as well. So was that it? I think that might have been. It looks like down on rung 42 I've got something going on as well. So let's get up onto that. And we've got pump equals 0, but I needed a semicolon in there. I missed that. So let's build this thing. We've got one more thing on rung 42. And what's wrong with that now? I've got an else if, mode equals 2. Everything looks good. Oh, I put semicolon, not colon. That'll do it, right? Okay, so now I've got something that actually doesn't have any errors in it. That looks like halfway clean code. Granted, it is not elegant by any means, but I think this is going to get the job done. So let's go ahead and wrap here, and we will come back and I will fire this thing up on emulate and I'll test it out and see if it actually does what I wanted it to do.